for Sark.
Mish, Philly, Jen. We've got Bessie, Annie, and little Annie, I think. One day I'll join the team.
One day you will join the team. And the blue braces.
The blue braces, yeah.
I'm still on the red braces. Those are the training braces. You get blue ones when you're good at diving. This is Port Gory, and this is a little pier here. Used to load the silver onto it, and I think this is called the Good Hope Silver Mine. You can see the two chimneys up the top there, and this is all private land. But yeah, Port Gory. And I'm told there's a tunnel that goes underneath here, or the shaft goes all the way down and then out onto the sea. Right out. what's up. Seasonal pop anyway.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. See you in half an hour, eh?
Welcome back below the waves. I'm JP Falaise, and today I'm going to take you on a dive to a reef called Bailiwick. I think it's probably above this 300-foot shaft that went out into the sea, but I don't know that for sure. We'll drop down right onto the top of the head. As you can see, there's loads of really nice colourful kelp. Our plan for this dive is just to have a good time, just see what there is. You can already see there's baby juvenile pollock there, and we're going to drop down this reef. Basically, this reef is like a zigzag of gullies, quite deep cut gullies, and we're going to work our right the way down to 30 metres. We have dived this before with Dive Guernsey a while back, probably 2 years ago, which was nicknamed Daffodil Alley because of the sunset cup corals. Fingers crossed we see him today, but we got to get down deep, and at the moment we're struggling because it's like a maze. Even if we get lost, don't worry, Bessie can see us from the boat. I'm actually so surprised how accurate this thing is. Now we're dropping down through a gully, and the big long streaky thing that's heading up is our air bubbles. Turn some lights on, see what we can see. So this grey stuff is elephant hide coral. The reason I like going to Sark to dive is because you get the same sort of stuff as you do in Guernsey, but it tends to be more on steroids when it's in Sark. This is probably down to the tide, but I'm sure it's down to the fact that Sark gets a lot better marine protection. There's seasons for crab pots, and there's also quite strict protection of there's a no-take zone for any of the crayfish. Just got a colour here, just one little crevice. There's the old King Kong's finger, or the cotton spinner sea cucumber. The filling Jen is just over our left shoulder. Me and Mish tend to take a little bit longer when we're looking around. We won't hold Phil and Jen back, they can swim off and then do what they want. But they tend to stay around because, to be honest, they're like our spotters really. They sort of find stuff for us. And they normally circle it with their torch and let us know what's there. Again, there's loads of female cuckoo wrasse around here. You know, in the UK they say you're only about a metre away from a rat at any one time. Well, probably the same saying for crayfish in Sark. Probably not 1 metre, probably every 10 metres. But they're really, really cool to see, and I'm so glad that they're actually trying to take get a hold and trying to establish themselves again. So the plan is to follow all these little zigzags of valleys all the way down to the bottom. Really we want to be at 30-35 metres right on the outside of the reef to start seeing these little sunset cupped corals. I mean, I'm happy looking around here. And here's our first crayfish. It's only a baby though, but that's always a good thing. To me it doesn't matter what size they are as long as I'm seeing them. But about 10 minutes, I'll check our time. 25.9 metres. We've been 10 minutes almost. So let's carry on. Have a look at some of these soft corals and let's carry on following these little valleys. Unfortunately, I've just kicked up a load of dust. And in that dust, I don't know if it was me that kicked this off the reef, but probably, well, I don't think it was. There's a nudibranch just floating mid-water. This is how actually they travel around, to be honest, so probably wasn't me kicking this off. See if we can get a close-up of it with the macro. You can see straight through it, it's almost translucent. It's a black round dot. It's probably the food. I'm very mindful that this is taking us a while to get down to the drop off. Phil and Jen are waiting for us on the top of the reef. Now we're just transversing over the top of these zigzags down the reef just to try and speed up a little bit. There is a load of nudibranchs around here. Try pointing one out to Mish. I think this might be a new one. Certainly a new one to me. I think it's time we moved on. Let Mish take a picture of that and then we'll carry on. There's loads of little starfish as well, like this one. This is a Bloody Henry starfish. Now we're really running out of bottom time now, and we haven't even got to the drop off yet. Probably worth mentioning, I'm on air and the others are on nitrox, and I've got 2 minutes left. So they probably only got maybe 3 or 4 minutes left. It's annoying because there's so much air left. Every so often I see the antennae of a crayfish sticking out a little gap in the rocks. I sense this is where we want to be. Yep, I think this is it. They've got 4 minutes left. And this is exactly where we want to be on this drop off. I reckon we'll be spiralling into deco if we head down there now. It's only about another 3 or 4 metres. But I'm sure that on these edges, there's some overhangs just around the corner where we'd see the gems. Oh well, we'll have to come back again. We better start heading up. With 1 minute left. Mish has had a good dive anyway. She's seen one of these, which is called a Disco Doris. And this is the first recorded sighting of this nudibranch in the Channel Islands. I tend to use the marine life of the Channel Islands, a bit like my Bible really. It's done by Sue Daly, and she is a resident of Sark. She's probably done the most diving I know of around Sark, looking at this sort of stuff. And it's not in that book, unfortunately. That's not to say that she hasn't seen one. It just means she hasn't recorded it. You're probably thinking to yourself, if we're low on time, why aren't we just going straight back to the surface? Well, it's an opportunity missed if you don't swim back up the reef. We are starting to climb up, albeit very slowly, and we get to look at stuff on the reef as well. So I had my fingers crossed for a couple of, down to 0 minutes, I had my fingers crossed for a couple of pollock or a couple of bass. That would have been nice. That Disco Doris was pretty cool, but she also found one of these. We think it's a Catalina levaeus. I'm now into deco, and I can see a few crayfish down on the bottom. But I can't go down. I'm on my way up now. It's about time to send up our delayed SMB. This lets Bessie on the boat know exactly where we are. The thing is, I think he knows exactly where we are anyway. See the bottom left of this screen there? That's 4 of us. That's our air bubbles. That's unfortunate. We're right at the top of the reef now. Didn't see no bass or pollock. Still in deco and I'm 15.7 metres deep. It will clear as soon as I get to our 5 metre safety stop. No, it's cleared already at 11 metres. That's good. Means I haven't got to do any deco. What's Mish watching? That's actually quite hard to do. It's impressive. That was a very relaxing dive. Really enjoyed that. Hope everyone enjoyed that, and I'll catch you on another tide.